I've been thinking about this for a long time, right? This has been going on since probably the early 2010s, and that's when everything, turned to shit, if being honest. And I would more so say entertainment, video games of such, or, influencer, whatever you want to call them, your favorite celebrity. I mean, this is my problem, right? And I was thinking about this today earlier, like when I was, writing stuff down. The main problem is with everything nowadays is that everything that was touched by wokeness is done. Video games first, those were always like my favorite like hobby or pastime, really. And it's just like over the last few years, right? You get into this, and it's like here's a franchise I want to talk about, right? The Last of Us, right? One of my favorites. I don't give a fuck for it anymore. I honestly just don't even really care for it. Even the first game, and that was one of my favorite games of all time. Now it's not even top five anymore just because it's like, I'm tired of it. And honest to God, the problem is that woke era killed it. The game came out in what, 2012, 2013? Great, phenomenal game. And then they had the DLC in 20, I believe 14. And, they pushed a weird teenage, I guess you would say, like lesbian thing, right? And to me, I had no problem with it when it first came out, right? I'm like 13 when I was probably out at the time. And I remember watching everything. I didn't have a PlayStation 3 at the time. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, a little awkward to push that. Because I was a teenager. I'm like, why are they pushing that in, like, I don't know. For me, this was a little awkward, right? I was like, hopefully they make a part two. They make part two, and it's a catastrophe, man. It's terrible. And I gotta be honest, I was like, in the beginning, I didn't really know all this stuff. I wasn't paying attention back then. I like probably most of you out there before like Instagram and everything like that started making everything crazy, TikTok as well. And now everyone believes everything's a conspiracy and such. But I just want to talk about today, like pretty much. Sorry for that weird edit, but like the main thing I want to talk about today is that like whatever politics touch, man. As soon as it went politics mainstream, like I would say Obama's second term, right before then, like when politics went mainstream, that's like when everything changed for the worst, if being honest. And whatever you played, whatever music you listened to, whatever artists you followed, or anything of that nature, everyone had a political comment, and it just started to get old. And every TV show started bleeding into it. I mean, if you think about it, since like early 2010s, you can go back even further. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, maybe like the mid early 2000s, like 2007ish, I would say, like towards the end of that era. That's when every TV show had an idiot father and the mom doing everything. And it just started to get old. It's the same, just copy and paste on every single show you watched at the time. I mean, even Disney. I mean, don't get me wrong. Disney had a pretty good era from like up until like 2012, I'd argue. And the main problem is it just kept going and going and going. But like, for example, I want to talk about The Last of Us 2. And don't get me wrong, great gameplay. Graphics are phenomenal to this day, believe it or not. And it's just, they shoved it down our throats so hard, but it was like, it was like hinted, we'll say. They didn't like, Neil Druckmann actually did a decent job, and I'll be honest. It's not like screaming in your face, but it's there. Like Lev with the transgender stuff. It's like, dude, you're in a zombie apocalypse. What the fuck are we doing here? And that's just one of the things that I thought about today. I'm like, that really pissed me off, because I was thinking of like another video to make, and I'm like, during this time, you couldn't get away from this stuff. Whatever video, like Call of Duty, for example, everyone had pink hair, like whatever character rock during. I guess Modern Warfare was the first maybe to do that. Maybe you could argue Black Ops 4, but I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare 19 started that. And it's like they had a nose piercings. Everyone has a nose piercing, by the way. I don't get a little crazy here, but like every woman now has a fucking nose piercing or a fucking stud or some type of fucking like piercing. It's fucking gross. And that's just my opinion. I just find it disgusting. Or tattoos all over them. It's like, dude, where the fuck are we, man? Like, I feel like I woke up in a different land after like 2016. After like Trump became president, people just listened to everything they saw. And it's never been the same. It's never recovered. And I think that's something we need to go back to almost, but I don't even know if we can. And that's what kind of really worries me. I just saw a thing the other day with Elon Musk, for example, of him saying, yeah, that humans are, like, I'm summing it down. This is not the exact wording, but pretty much what he was saying is that humans won't be like, we won't be needed. And he's been a part of that group for a long time with the World Economic Forum, and everyone's talking about the Trump speech at Davos. Like, dude, he's part of the fucking machine. And if you haven't seen that for years now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought he was, in his, second term. I was like, maybe he can change everything. But if you start going into his, like, where the money was coming from, like Miriam Adelson and all that stuff, you know. And I think that's the problem today with all this stuff is that nobody really pays attention. Like I was saying earlier, like 2 minutes in the video ago, is that everything's a conspiracy. It doesn't matter how far you go, everyone's down that rabbit hole. It's crazy, man. Like Charlie Kirk died, what, 5 months ago, I want to say now? And don't get me wrong, there's some questionable things, I think, personally. I think it's definitely questionable, but it's like, you can't escape that. Like, everything's a conspiracy. That one is really strange. Don't get me wrong. It's a bad example, I should say, because that one is really odd how it is. And don't get me wrong. It's been a few days since that last part of that video, and I just want to get back into it really quickly. So pretty much I just want to wrap the video up by saying this, is that entertainment kind of sucks nowadays, as we all kind of know. I mean, especially like even any like kids shows or anything like that, they're always sneaking something in there nowadays, which is very unfortunate. And honestly, I'm hoping for the future, things get better, but we'll have to see. I mean, the way things are right now, it seems like they're going to get a lot worse before they get better. I think we're just getting out of that little bit of, I wouldn't say the woke era is over at all, because I think 40% I just saw the other day on Netflix is, at least the kids show some kind of LGBTQ, which is insane, 40%. That's nearly half, and we're almost there. It's just, when you're trying to raise kids nowadays, it seems very impossible. You just have so many things going on, and it's just, how do you end all this? And it's like, you have to go back and watch 90s shows and stuff like that, which is fine. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that, or stuff from like, 70s or 80s as well, but I don't know. I'm really hoping all this does end, because, I mean, the TV shows are trash now anyway. There's like nothing good that I even watch that's new. I think the only thing I still watch is just The Walking Dead, but that's pretty much it until that's over, and then I'll probably be done with like regular TV, I would say, because it's just like, the way things is, I don't know. I just don't find anything enjoyable. I heard Landman's pretty good. I don't know if I said that in the video. But I would say, which was really kind of cool, I mean, Yellowstone was pretty decent. I think I said that, but like, that kind of got it. Like, it had a little bit more like political correctness, I would say, during season 4 or 5. Like, with some of the protesters and shit, it's like, okay, what are we doing? I mean, it wasn't a bad show, though. I'll say that right to the end. The second half of season 5 was pretty shit, I'll be honest, but yeah, I just want to mention that, especially like The Last of Us really quickly. I mean, because what this channel is going to be about too, I know I'm like bringing this up in like the second video, but I want to talk about just like mostly like things going on with social issues, political issues a little bit, and just like I would say like what's bothering us as a society and how can we get past this, like what's the thing that we can do. I just like talking about certain things like this. It's stuff like, I think about all the time, because I'm making a video right after this one, which is funny. I just thought about something, and yeah, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down below. I think we're going to have to stick back to the 80s, 90s, early 2000s TV shows. It's kind of funny? Like, I know I said this in the first video. I said some words that I don't know if, I don't want my channel getting not demonetized, but like blocked or anything like that. So I'm going to be careful with some of the things I say. I think you could say retard and stuff still. I don't want to say certain other words because I'm kind of like terrified if it does get shut down. Because if not, I might make it like a backup Rumble channel or something just in case. Because I feel like Rumble's going to be the future. I mean, YouTube will always be there. I mean, TikTok, I'm not a big fan of. I never liked it. I had it for like I can make up a story about that. Not make up a story, but I have a story about that. But hate TikTok for a reason. But yeah, I would kind of say like ending this off is just that 80s, 90s TV shows, probably the best thing to stay with. 2000s as well. They said a lot of shit in the 2000s, which people forget. And that's the year I grew up in, like saying certain words and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me from going from 2005 to 2025. Like, I was 4 years old back in 2005, and it's like, it's odd to me, right? And then now we're in 2026, like, going into February, and it's just a whole different ball game of, like, it's insane. Like, I feel like some things are getting a little bit looser, but, like, man, let me tell you something. I'm going to make a few more videos, but I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. I know I'm just, like, rambling every video. Let me know what you think of, like, a lot of the entertainment going on. And a lot of the 80s and 90s shows are pretty cool, too, especially, like, for me, right? Like, Batman, the animated series, you had X-Men. I mean, you had Boy Meets World, which is pretty cool. I mean, you have a lot of good shows in the 80s as well. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.